I'm glad we got a manager like Ten Hag, who's now the next current manager, who tactically, for me, apart from Arteta and Pep Guardiola, I don't think there's anyone close to Ten Hag. If I'm being really honest with you, I'm right now having Ten Hag even ahead of them too.
I don't think Arteta is close to Ten Hag. I don't.
There you go then.
I don't
it's only
think
Pep Guardiola that's clear.
Bro, it took Mikel Arteta how many years, at Arsenal to get Arsenal playing this way and get them to where they are, bro. Like, Arteta's not close to Ten Hag.
Rand, just shut it right there. It took Arteta 3.5 years to play this way. What did Arteta inherit compared to Ten Hag? See, he likes to put out this kind of conversations without putting the proper context, the proper nuances to this conversation. Arteta came into a debris of a club, a dysfunctional club. Everything was in pieces. No structure, no discipline, no organization. Let me refresh a lot of your memory. Where the defenders and midfielders at Arsenal when Arteta came in? Kolasinac, Mustafi, Socrates, David Luiz, Bellerin. In the midfield, Lucas Torreira, Guendouzi. Are these players still at Arsenal? What would any manager in the world, what would have gotten from these players? Let's be real. Do you think Ten Hag will get the result that Arteta got from these players? If you flip it around, if Arteta came into the current Man U team, do you think he would do what Ten Hag is doing, or he would do better? Because we like to put out this conversation and phrase the conversation in a way that suits our hidden agenda. See, Rand doesn't like Arsenal and Arteta, which is fair. I don't like Man U and I don't like Ten Hag. But guess what? I wouldn't come here and tell you Ten Hag is a bomb. You know that is a bloody lie. I won't come here and tell you Rashford is trash. That's absolutely absurd. That is not logical. How can you tell me? How can you have the conversation about Arteta and Ten Hag and say it took Arteta 3 years without applying the context of the kind of players? He came to a club that was destroyed. Compared to Ten Hag came to the club, had a preseason, had a transfer window. He's not going to tell you that part of the conversation. No, he's not going to mention the fact that Arteta still squeezed an FA Cup trophy from that bomb team in 6 months. Let's go to have a listen.
Bro, do you know what I'm saying?
He's only got time on Ten Hag. He's only got time on
him, but bro, remember Arteta got 2 8th place finishes and a 5th place finish. This is Ten Hag's first season, You know what I'm saying?
Again, you see how they phrase it? Arteta got 2 8th place finishes. Nobody's talking about the fact that Ten Hag came into an underperforming team. Man U has spent over $1 billion on that team. That team has Varane, Rashford, Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw, who is not a bad player. The right back, I've forgotten his name. They have Dalot, Wan-Bissaka, and he still had a transfer when they brought in Casemiro. He brought in Anthony. He brought in Malaysia. How dare you? Can you imagine how you're spending the conversation? So he's making it seem as if Ten Hag came and in 6 months or less than 6 months, he's performing a miracle without the context of the fact that he has a good team. There are 2 bomb managers that made the team underperform. We know that Man U has been underperformed for the last couple of years until they brought in a proper manager and they brought a supplement of good players. Let me mention the good players he brought. He had a preseason. Ten Hag had a preseason. Compared to Arteta had no preseason, came in the middle of the season. Ten Hag had a transfer that he brought in Casemiro, Malaysia, Anthony. The first transfer window for Arteta, he brought in Mari and Cedric Suarez. How dare you, Rant? How dare you? This is ridiculous.
Going into the second leg against Barcelona, having scored 2 away goals, like he's only brought in 4 or 5 players, I believe. Bro, we've got this is crazy, like we're 3rd in the league, 3 points off 2nd or something crazy like that, bro. Listen, Arteta's not in his league, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolute nonsense. I say absolute nonsense. How can you tell me Arteta is not in Ten Hag's league but this is Arteta's first job. He has been an assistant manager to Pep for his short career, while Ten Hag has been a manager managing Holland. Yes, kudos to him. He had a few trophies in Holland. This is first rodeo in England. This is first rodeo for Arteta as a manager. He came into a dead club, changed the culture, brought in a winning mentality, compared to Ten Hag, who came in the beginning of the season, had a preseason, had a transfer window, and Rance is going to minimize that. He must think most of his subscribers and followers are idiotic. If you have half a brain, you can tell he's just spewing nonsense. If you have half a brain, he's spewing nonsense.
It's taken Arteta 4 years, or 4 seasons, to have Arsenal playing like this, and they have to rely on the demise of everyone else as well.
You see another bullshit.
You know, like that. Come on, bro.
Bullshit. Like, make it make sense. He says Arteta has taken 4 years for his team to look good, and Arteta had to rely on the demise of Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool to look good. So, by that logic, did Man not rely on the demise of Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea too? Because it's still this year. We're talking about this year, right? Make that make sense. So Arteta's form is dependent on relying on the demise or the misfortune of likes of City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. But yet in same season, same league, Ten Hag's performance is not relying on. It does not rely on the demise of Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. This is idiotic. This is Arsenal. They both play in the same league. One is relying on demise of the other 3 big teams, while the other is not relying on the demise, but they're playing the same. Make it make sense. I know Rant is a troll. Like I said, the fact that he's very obnoxious sometimes, he uses a bit of ghetto language, broken English, doesn't make his points valid. The fact that he appeals to a certain demographic and had a bit of comedic contribution to his content doesn't make it valid. This guy is chatting absolute nonsense, absolute rubbish, bare rubbish. So, Arteta are playing the same league. Arteta is first on the league table, even though the league has not ended. But Arteta is doing great because Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City are not doing great. But in the same breath, Ten Hag is doing great because he's great, even though you're playing the same league. You are out of your mind. Guys, let me know. No, I've had enough. This is a low IQ conversation. Very low IQ. This is very... See, you might have the base of subscribers. The disrespect. Have we gotten this low that we can't even think? We can't apply simple logic when people are pushing out this kind of content and influencing our thought process. This is not personal attack on Rant and Said. I watch Big Six. I enjoy Said sometimes. But the fact that Said stays there and watch Rant have this low-level conversation, his logic is even flawed. He's not even making sense. I don't know whether he had a split before he made that content or he had some drinks. That is so irrational, illogical. It doesn't even make sense. Guys, let me know in the comment section. What do you think? Am I the one tripping here? I'm not the one to like to compare both managers, right? I think Ten Hag is fantastic on his own right. Arteta is doing his job and is fantastic on his own right. He decided to pitch these managers against themselves. But the modalities, the logic, and the barometers of measuring success in this context is flawed. It's not even making sense. Especially the last point. The last point is absolutely nonsensical, farcical, laughable. I get it. He's a C-Tech, D-Tech comedian, but this comedy is not funny. It's not funny. Like, share, subscribe, and all those good stuff. I'll see you guys on the next one.